And we're live.
I got a weed question. So I have a friend who recently stopped smoking weed, but when he smoked a lot. He was alpha level smoker. And he was telling me sort of how he got there. He liked to run. But he's like, running is better when you're high. I'm trying not to dox him by listing all his activities. He enjoys flying like I do, but he says that's better when you're high. Folding laundry was one he mentioned. He's like, folding laundry kind of sucks when you're not high. And then just everything he did became like, well, this is better while high. So it started to be like everything he did he was always high.
Yeah.
And then I really don't want to dox him on this, but for reasons I won't call out, he decided it was a good time to stop. He's like stepped up, but I don't know, his life has improved in a couple of ways, and he still does smoke every now and then. Usually other people give it to him, but and to be clear, this person talking about is not Kyle.
You'll be clear.
Yeah. But do you think you've had a relatable experience where you're not smoking anymore, and then a lot of things are going super cool for you?
No, my life is terrible without marijuana. I don't enjoy anything anymore. Everything is just a dull, monotonous, one day after another countdown until I can smoke it again. Yeah. These last 2 years, I might as well have not existed.
You're crushing it. You're doing so well in so many facets of life that I'm almost like, man, this is such a good version of Kyle.
I want him to be able to smoke weed. It's going to make him so happy.
It's just I hate every moment of existence.
Kyle's like in Plato's cave right now. He's just been looking at the reflection or the shadows of real life.
I think I might have. I've definitely had this conversation in my head before, but
everything is better high.
Yeah,
everything's better high. Sex is so much better high.
He mentioned that too. But when everything is better high, then everything is a reason to be high. When he mentioned folding laundry, I was like, well, shit, if folding laundry is better high, and I believe him, then what's not? Cooking. He seemed to feel like the senses were just more enjoyable, like the odors and stuff. And so he likes to cook while high. He likes to fold laundry while high. He likes to watch shows, TV and whatnot while high.
Everything is better high, which is why you're always high.
That's where he took me to on this thing, right? And eventually I'm hitting it back, starts with why. The day ends with why. I mean to say, there's a good reason to get high.
Yeah.
And then when he stopped smoking, he things got a lot of parts of his life started doing better. I'm going to tell you why he stopped smoking privately in the chat.
No, when I stopped smoking, I found that I stopped being able to enjoy a lot of my favorite things. And
did that not go away over time?
No, I still really dislike. I can't really watch any of my favorite TV shows, or I don't really enjoy movies anymore. I don't really want to go to theme parks or really anything like that. I don't like comedies anymore. I haven't watched a comedy movie in 2 years. Lots of video games that are RPGs and stuff. I can't play those anymore.
You have to be able to think of one thing that you like doing
sober?
not high. An example, you've said before that you were high constantly, as we knew, doing this show.
Yeah.
I would not like that. It would make me clam up. I wouldn't want to talk as much. I like it. I talk more when I'm high. And I'm a lot more laid back. And I'm having a good time. Everything is more enjoyable. Especially right now, I really wish I was high because right now I'm just fucking miserable. But no, I don't think there's anything that's not better when you're high for me anyway. I don't really enjoy a lot of the things that I used to enjoy sober because
I'm sorry.
I'm just killing time. I've been killing time for the last 2 years or 3 years.
It didn't pull me in like it seems to have pulled you. I haven't touched that pen since I got home. If I had it,
you're not getting high though. That pen's kind of weak sauce.
I feel like you're judging me by what you saw on the show, which is fair. That's all you've seen. But there were other nights where it was I want to go to bed. I'm taking 4 big hits where I'm coughing afterwards and holding it, and I'm much better than what you saw, which was my first time.
I just think the pins in general, like the pin that I've only used a pin once, but I remember thinking like, this is like weed light. This is pretty weak sauce compared to like smoking a joint or a bowl. A bowl, for your benefit, is like a really cheap little pipe.
You like
put your thumb on the hole to like be able to draw, and you sort of light it from the top. It's this little thing.
Oh, I didn't know that. It looked like a pipe. Like you don't put tobacco in it, you just suck it through. That's not how it works.
No, you've got a little hole that you put your thumb over so that you can draw upon it succulently.
Yeah.
And, what does the hole do? What
it prevents air from coming through. So you
put
your thumb on the hole, you light, then you remove your thumb from there, and it lets you get all the smoke that's in there without drawing air back through the plant matter again. So it's allowing you to remove the smoke that's in there.
You're going to be unbelievably ripped on like nothing, which is going to be a nice treat for you.
It's going to be so nice to get high on just small amounts of just flour. But yeah, like I don't know. I always liked getting super, super, super high. Like it was never an option to me to like get a little high. Like I never understood that. Like I want to get fucked up high. I wanted to like my girlfriend and I, all my girlfriends and I would just like have like a whole ritual, right? Where like we cook dinner, have it there, like have our movie ready to go, and then like have a ton of weed and just smoke until I was just barely able to function anymore, and then just chill and eat the food and watch the movie and hang out and cuddle on the couch or whatever, and like continuously be smoking. Like I would never just like smoke and be like, all right, we'll see when this wears off. Like no. Every like 30 minutes we're gonna smoke more. Like I'm going to be that high all the time. Like,
dude, it was an absolute marathon smoking with you and Chiz on that trip, because like the person you just described is the way, like in college I would sometimes do that, where I'd just be like, all right guys, let's just get as silly high as we can. But like mostly if I take like one bong rip or something, like I'm good for hours. Like I'm still feeling nice, and like I don't like getting to that level of high where like you almost spook yourself. Like I don't want that. I don't want to start like the disassociative feeling of being like, I feel like I'm telling my arm to move and it's doing it at a slightly later time than I told it. I know that's not real. But
I didn't even have hints of that. So maybe Kyle's right that I didn't get that high.
You don't need to, but you still got high. Like it's the same way that like, well, you hate drinking, but you would rather have, if you had to drink, Woody, would you rather have 3 beers or 15? Probably 3.
Yeah.
Like you would get to that 3 and you'd be like, I'm set.
There's kind of a happy place where jokes are just a little funnier. You're a little less inhibited. There's it's not drunk, tipsy, right? You're just tipsy. You're just a little better, a little social lubricant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's how I am with weed, is that like there is a point where if I pass that point with highness, I'm now no longer having a good time. I'm like hoping that it will go down and I'll get back down to Pleasantville.
For both of you.
No, that never gets like, I only get there from edibles where I'm like scary high and I don't like it anymore.
Say that. Does it bother you that weed has gotten like corporate, that it's standardized, that there are businesses making edibles?
No, good for them. Like,
no, I don't mind any of that.
Product.
I've never been into sort of the like hippy dippy bullshit side of it and all that nonsense. All that.
My friend
Marley.
is. That's why I asked. That was like he hates this idea of concentrates or businesses getting involved. He feels like it should be a, I guess, hippie thing.
Oh, I've never even heard that point of view.
I don't share that at all. Like
you've heard it.
Isn't Rastafarianism to some extent, like, isn't marijuana part of that religion?
It is.
Like
it's
when I was literally part of their religion. And no, I don't view marijuana that way. I don't have this whole connection with it about where people are like, oh yeah, it's God gave us that for X, Y, and Z, or any of that nonsense. It's like, this stuff is just real fun, man. This is just the way we should all be all the time. This is just great.
It makes horror movies better.
Everything's better. Everything's better. Like you could go down a list. You could be like, oh, it makes horror movies better. It also makes ice cream better. It also makes fried chicken better.
Something
it
else
also makes like a protein shake better.
Doing the show,
working out is better. Running is better.
I was about to say
better.
that. Doing the show, I wouldn't want to do that stoned, and working out, I would not want to do that stoned.
Now, I did a Twitch stream of me working out, and the chat was unanimous on the idea that you get this better mind-muscle connection, that you focus on it. And my workouts have been up and down sometimes. I will take 3 hours to do a 90-minute workout sometimes. And then today I was on the other end. Like I just fucking supersetted everything. I might use superset wrong. What is it called when like I could do rear delts and biceps without like the one exercise bleeding into the other, right? Because they're different muscle groups, as opposed to like lat pull downs and biceps. So I'll just do like a set of one and then barely need to rest and do a set of other. And then while I was doing that other set, I kind of rested the first set and I go right back to it and save time. Is that a superset? Yeah. I'm just like supersetting fucking everything and getting a 90-minute workout done in 60 some days. And then the other times it takes me 3 hours. And it's like, Woody, can you just get it straight? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe being stoned wouldn't be good for you. It'd be 5 hours in and you'd be like, I haven't started.
That's a good warm up.
I think working out would be tremendously better high. I think you'd just be able to kind of zone out, go with the program, not be overthinking things too much. Literally everything. Like you could, like I was saying a moment ago, like you could start making a list, but it's a much shorter list to like pick out the things that aren't better when you're stoned. At least for me, anyway. Like I've always just like I used to film videos stoned. I would do I would do difficult stuff like that requires your full attention stoned. And I would have no issue. I could.
Were you enjoying it though, or were you like saying, "Okay, I'm about to do the shooting. Let me push the high away for a moment, and then I can focus, and then I'll let it kind of come back"?
No, I'm pretty good about that. Like, just I don't think everyone is, but I just think me in particular, I'm pretty good at doing things that are more difficult than when I'm high, like without really being all that impaired.
Well, I mean, it probably wasn't even your peak tolerance, but your tolerance was fucking absurd on that trip.
Like
it was really high. You could smoke for like 8 minutes straight of like barely getting any oxygen, and then like it'd be like you were talking normally, but your eyes were entirely closed. They'd be like, Taylor, can I tap this to get it? And it's like, what card are you even talking about, man?
The one I'm looking at.
The one I'm looking at, clearly.
Yeah, just super high tolerance. I earned every bit of that tolerance. It would. I was just always smoking, and then I had transitioned to a lot of concentrate by the time we went on that trip. I was smoking a lot of concentrate by then, and I used to just smoke bowls. I would just smoke like lots and lots of flower, and but it was always kind of hard to get like a solid dealer so that I could have like a normal amount. And I never wanted to buy more than an ounce because I thought that was the amount where you get in trouble.
Silly me. Yeah.
I should have been buying 8 pounds at a time and just getting it over with, I guess. Like fuck me. It probably would have been better. I remember one time, I don't know if I ever told this before, but I was in my truck, and I had my girlfriend and 2 of her friends in my truck with me. And we were in Atlanta. And one of the friends in the back pulls out a backpack and she goes, "Look what I've got." And she's got 3 pounds of marijuana.
Oh my God.
And I'm just like, the fuck? Why am I driving around with 3 pounds of marijuana in my vehicle right now?
It's like a pillowcase full.
It's 3 pounds of marijuana is like a big, it's like a backpack full almost, like a girl's backpack for sure. And my girlfriend is like, "Why wouldn't you tell us that you have that? You're trying to get him in trouble." She's like, "He can't be driving around with 3 pounds of marijuana in the car." She's like, "I just thought it was cool."
I mean, I was trying to impress you guys, but apparently it's not cool.
Like, I won't go too in depth with like what she did, but like she worked with some bands and that are pretty well known, and so like. She had gotten hooked up with an enormous amount of weed that she was passing along to some people. And,
I mean, sometimes you need 48 ounces.
Sometimes you need a solid 48 ounces. I had never seen so much. I was just like, I had no idea. I was driving around with a backpack full of cannabis right now. I was like, you got to get that out of my car right away.
I've never seen that much in my life.
I had never seen an ounce before. I would always get like half an ounce or a quarter of an ounce or something like that. And you know, it wasn't until we went to Colorado for the first time that I actually saw like big amounts of marijuana like in those stores. It's so cool when you go out there if you've grown up in a state where it's not legal and you've only seen it in like shady places. Like some guy's like, yeah, I got a little bit of this. What do you think? And you're like, I don't know, man. It looks good to me. Give it to me. And then you go to Colorado and it's just like an iPad store or an Apple store with like just everything you can imagine and there's an endless supply of it and all the pre-rolls and concentrates and everything. I'm so excited. 64 days.